So I just watched this whole entire video and I didn't record it. That sucks. So I'm gonna watch this again, and man, I'm so annoyed at myself. Okay, this kind of sucks because I know what's gonna happen now since I just watched it. I'm just gonna say really quickly. Overall, this guy did a really good job with what happened and everything, and his strategy was pretty good. I'm probably just gonna fast forward because I know that the first 5 minutes nothing really happens. La-di-da-di-da. I've seen this video before, so I'm just gonna speed it up. Spoiler alert, he's just securing everything with wedges on the outside perimeter. Awesome tech, awesome strategy. I love it. Gonna sip water while we watch. Be thorough when you're clearing rooms. This is just going to be a fast forwarded video for half of it. I like how he has his team on both ends, securing, and so that everyone can have good coverage and clearing and securing lanes of fire really effectively this way. Awesome. Love it. Good utilization of AI. All that good stuff. Try not to tie up weapons. Secure the people first. Most of the time it's fine, but there can be some risks. Taking out the taser. Got the man of importance within question of the level. Closing doors, wedging them, closing doors, wedging them, all that good stuff. Nothing's really happening. Blah, 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 blah. Honestly, when I was first watching this, I was like, oh, like, this is good. This, you know, he's securing everything, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't really saying much. And this is, I was laughing at this. This man was just peeing. As I said before, just peeing in the rain. Tasing to this man. He's trying to take a piss. Man's just trying to pee, man. So anyway, the little no, super hilarious. Can I get my fast forward thing to work? Why is it not working? Work. There we go. Spacebar, fast forward not working. Okay, so now we can begin the analysis that I didn't already do. Probably going to be faster because I'm going to be less ums and ahs, but so I know what's going to happen. La-di-da-di-da, stacking up the thing, and analysis begins. Okay. So we'll take note that he has the camera up, and let me just make sure I'm recording. Good. He has the camera up, and he has a visual sightline of his teammate. They're going off to the left. I assume the other guys are going off to the right. He's looking in the front lane. Awesome. He's covering this lane of fire while those guys cover their lane of fire. Now, on cue, he reacts to the sounds of fire. Now, as I said before, make sure you let your teammates do their job. Now, if you have a level of question of, hey, I think they might need help, and that's why I'm looking, but you're sacrificing your lane of fire, which is important. So, a lot of the time, whenever I've been playing, this has happened to me. And you need to practice and train this really, really hard, because you have to make sure that you understand that your team is moving to the side, that they have the capability of defending themselves and taking out the threat. Him looking over here did functionally nothing. It did give him information, but he has information over here that he can look at. Now, this isn't a very reliable source of information. It's hard to see. It's tiny. Sometimes you just can't utilize it because you're focusing on other things. Those are absolutely fine. But it takes him away from his lane of fire. If someone were to come out of the door, because it is open, it's very easy, it would put everybody at risk because you would die, and then they could die from the angle from here, or your other team could have issues as well. So, moving in, tying, don't pass this door. He does pass this door, which is a little tricky. We don't want to engage ourselves into dangerous locations until we have secured an area and know that we have secured an area. AI can be decent, but sometimes they can miss certain things, so we just want to be extra thorough. We want to clear things behind us, so anything behind us is what we want to limit, so we avoid ambushes and poor angles of fire. And I first praised him on how he opened this door. I love how he opened this door. He peeks and he's gonna pie, but he doesn't. And this is where procedure and like practicing enough to make sure you're always doing what you're supposed to be doing consistently and always, and having that consistency of whenever you're going through a door, that lean might not be enough because there's still a lot of information we're not seeing. He comes around the door with his gun raised. His initial flurry, his initial shot right here misses. He misses his first shot, and his next shots line up and hit him. But that was something that just didn't need to happen. He shoots one shot, so he's pretty lucky. He just shoots one shot and stares at him. So he did get pretty lucky and didn't get shot. But that said, you know, the way he opened the door was awesome, though, to be clear. Why is this thing not working? So, as I was saying before, as I've already said, we're going to, whenever we're clearing the staircase, let me just get to the point where, give it more, nope. So, whenever we are going down a staircase, and he's doing the right thing by sticking to the side to avoid sightlines. Whenever we're going down a staircase and there's a suspect or suspects down further than us, we don't have faces on our feet, so we can't see. So anybody who's below us over here, they'll be able to see us first. They'll see our legs, shoot us, and that's where we don't have armor. So just make sure you are using flashbangs, shields to overcome this disadvantage a lot of the time. Now, as I'll be saying very shortly, this room, he looks into this room, and that's totally awesome. This is a very difficult place to come out of, honestly. I would probably prefer if he actually went through these double doors behind this single door that's concealing the other stuff. This is a pretty dangerous location. I don't like that he's stacked on the left side. You want to stack on right side, has better cover. And he goes to shut the doors. I praised him for this multiple times. He shuts quite a few doors, and one of them even potentially saves him a lot of heartache. So make sure you close those doors. I love, and I was praising him so much that this that he was closing all these doors. Awesome. I love that he also did clear with leader. Very specific thing. So you can throw the flashbang correctly instead of his AI throwing it at nothing. First mistake I was going to point out, or one of the first mistakes. One of the mistakes. A mistake I was going to point out. Clear the left side. Now, you want to clear 180 degrees behind you. So once you pass this threshold, that means this room should be clear. You need to clear this room before you pass this threshold. Now, this is the larger threat because there's more enemies, but this is the immediate threat. Now, he's totally right that he should be focusing on this threat. Because anytime you come out of here, you're probably going to get shot and killed very quickly. Also, I'd like to point out, as I pointed out last time, when I was talking to myself and not recording it, this is just a funny thing, but look at the flashbang. He throws it. And then there's another flashbang. What the hell? And then it gets sucked into his pants. Whoop. I have no idea why. That's super funny, though. That's just so funny. I was laughing at that before. I'll try to tell you everything if I remember everything I said and did. Yeah, just clear that room real quickly. If you want to, you can still kind of do it up here. Yeah, just right here, and turn around to that room really quickly. So why? Is because he passed this lane of threat, or his AI did. This guy passed this lane of threat. This guy passed the lane of the bathroom. Just go check real quick. Because it's better than not checking it most of the time. Now, there's something to be said about, you know, oh, I didn't check it and there's no threat behind me. you would do this obviously a lot beforehand. You would do this before you committed to this room. You would do this now. You would have people stack up in the against the walls, covering lanes of fire. Then you would clear the room to the left of you right now. Obviously, you can't do that very well with AI, but you gotta do what you can. There's fire. He closes this door, which I praise him for, in which, as you'll see in a short few moments, it may have saved him quite a bit. He hears a door open.
Maintain cover. Got you covered.
Door kicked. Now, what does he do? He looks for the door. He checks that door. He checks that door. The last door he checks is the one with the suspect. Now, imagine if that door was open. Imagine if that suspect just peeked out. Imagine if that guy just started shooting. Way less time to react. Way less time to, you know where the threat is coming from. Because you'd just be getting shot at. Your screen would be red and all this other stuff. So, good thing that he closed the door. Bad thing that he didn't check it out. You clear as you go. You don't pass the threshold until you clear threats around you. 180 degrees, if they're behind you, you need to check them. A lot of the time, there are some exceptions to this rule. A lot of the time, you got to be thorough and just check them. Close that door, the bathroom door. You did check into here. He's going to close this door, which is also awesome. He's going to wedge it. I'm just going to speed this up. He is going to wedge that door. He's going to go over here. I think he clears from that room. And also, whenever you got suspects are down on their knees, tell them to turn around. Don't let them face you, because when they're facing you, they'll more likely to draw on you. If they're turned around, they won't draw on you, basically, as long as there's no one in front of them. Avoid tying up guns until you really need to. You can always do that at the end of the match. That was bring order to chaos. Is that always the case? Yeah, order to chaos. Okay, I honestly didn't know there was order to chaos when I first saw that, quite frankly. But anyway, yeah, so the issues that I had already previously just spoken about, and honestly me being able to recite this, what I just saw this and reciting it from memory, honestly will make this video a lot shorter, quite frankly. But you definitely did miss some funny moments where I was joking about some songs, but I forget what the joke was now. But anyway, I'll try my best to make sure I am recording. I'm going to check again right now. 12 minutes. Wow. Maybe I should pre-watch them, because honestly, the other videos I did that were like about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, they're like 40 minutes or 30 minutes or something. So this video right now is like, what, 12 minutes, 13 minutes right now? It would be much shorter. Tell me if you guys want me to pre-watch these. You won't see my reaction, and you won't kind of see my like in live kind of analysis, but tell me if you like this where I kind of know what's going to happen and I can talk about it more precisely. Tell me if you guys like that or dislike that. So let me know what you guys think about that, because if that format is better, you guys like that shorter video, you don't like to hear me ramble as much kind of incessantly, then I can definitely try to do that. But yeah, so he does show us his gear here in a second. But yeah, so the takeaway real quickly is when you hear when you hear gunfire and you know your team is like able to defend themselves, make sure that you are letting them do their job. Let them do their job. You have your job to cover this lane of fire. Obviously with AI, they're a little bit less reliable, but him looking over here, if there was a suspect over here, and the AI would have taken the suspect out anyway, quite frankly. So him looking as the gunfire starts wouldn't add much. This is not needed. And it is a nitpicky thing, but it's an important thing, as I kind of had stated, I think, before or earlier in the recorded part of this video. And crossing this lane of fire, don't overextend yourself. Make sure you close that door, then deal with it after. Make sure you are thorough with your procedures. When you are clearing a door, make sure you're thorough. But the overarching lesson, as I was thinking before when I was not being recorded, was just make sure as you're moving through an area, make sure you are covering and clearing stuff that you pass. think of it like a 360 degree. If you are like you're front facing 180 degrees or 180, if you are looking in that direction, everything behind you should be cleared. Everything behind you should be secured. All of the rooms, all of the lanes of fire. So he is now 180 degrees looking in front. The room to his left should be cleared by this principle. Same thing here when he's crossing over to the bathroom. Right now, the bathroom right now is not cleared, and he has 180 degrees facing here, which means this is a bad situation. 180 degrees is a really good kind of baseline principle to understand, is that you don't want to pass an angle without having your vision in it. If it's not cleared, you don't want to put your back to it or a location where your eyes aren't. So it is good that he closed the door, which I really credit him for. That's a really good thing to do. Tying these guys up or turning them around is a good thing to do as well. Closing this door as well. Love that he closed the door. It probably saved him. Super awesome. So, oh, I made a joke where I was like, make sure every step you take, every move you make, someone's gonna be watching you. That was the bad joke I made. Anyway. Yeah, so just 180 degrees is the kind of like the overarching lesson here. Thing to take away is make sure if you're passing lanes of fire, they're clear. Make sure if you're passing rooms or windows or whatever, make sure they are cleared to the best of your ability. There are some instances where this is, depends on the instance, where it's sometimes you can get away with it or whatever, depending on the situation. But generally speaking, as a baseline, clear the stuff that's behind you, you know, avoid passing rooms that you haven't cleared or looked through, and make sure you're just a bit more thorough with your procedure and all that other stuff. Let's just skip to when he gets his rank. Oh, he did do hard mode. Nice. I believe this is standard, if I'm not mistaken. If it is hard, that's wild. I don't believe that this is hard though, but maybe I'll check the description here. So I think he shows us his gear, I think. Let's take a look. See what you got. Okay. 1 mag and a G8, G19 Glock. 4 mag for, what you call it? 2C2, wedge, and taser. Okay. My rifle. My rifle. That's funny. Vertical grip. ASR brake. If you use the SFMB brake, it's a better recoil reduction, but you can do as you please. Yeah. So overall, this is good. I actually like the strategy, and I might even try out the strategy whenever I'm doing Spider in the future. I really like securing that. I'm not sure if I'd go through the top of the area. I'd probably just secure that and just go down through the side passage underneath where that guy was having a wee. Go through that office. I feel like it's a little bit easier to secure in that location. But with that said, good stuff. Principle is the 180 degrees. Don't pass a room until it is secured. And the other principle or concept is let your team have a firefight. You don't always have to react to gunfire. It is good that you look instinctually because it's just an instinct. But a lot of the time, if you're in a effective communicating team where everyone is really communicating with each other, you don't need to look at what's happening. You can rely on them to cover a lane of fire. And it's a difficult thing to overcome because it's just so instinctual. And because you are AI, it's a little bit of an excuse to say, hey, I don't think they're competent enough, so I'm looking to try to protect them, or whatever the reasoning is. But anyway, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching and have a good day.